All systems go. Clear for liftoff. Hello, welcome to this week's NASCAR Quick Hit here at SHIPIT Nation. I am Eric, also known as TheGame on Discord, and today we will be discussing the EchoPark Automotive Grand Prix, which is taking place at the Circuit of the Americas. As always, please go ahead and hit that like button, and please subscribe if you haven't already. It really does go an incredibly long way in helping us with the YouTube algorithm. Before I go ahead and break down the starting grid of the EchoPark Automotive Grand Prix taking place at the Circuit of the Americas, let me of course mention us here at SHIPIT Nation. And if you are not aware, or if you've been living under a rock since the past week, Saber Sim and SHIPIT Nation have joined forces, and now you can get Saber Sim with us here at SHIPIT Nation with the all-new Saber Sim or SHIPIT Nation All Access Core package, which has all the information there on the screen. You can get the best content with now the best optimizer in the game. You cannot go wrong with us at SHIPIT Nation or with Saber Sim. So if you haven't already, come join us. We're pretty great over here in this neck of the woods. All right, let me go ahead here and make sure where am I out of my notes? Here I am. TV coverage this week is once again on the Fox networks in the US and TSN 5 in Canada. Race coverage begins at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time with pre-race starting at 3 o'clock. So plenty of time on your Sunday afternoon to get your lineups in. This weekend, the boys of the NASCAR Cup Series will be making both left and right turns as finally we are taking a break from the high banks of the super speedways and we are going road course racing. For all you traditional NASCAR fans, and I know there are plenty of you out there, regular NASCAR returns next week with Homestead, mile and a half goodness. So regular old oval NASCAR returns next week, but this week we're going left and right at COTA. Dominator points will very likely come into play this weekend. I will be running between 1 and 2 Dominators on Sunday. Today for the Xfinity race, I tried to run 3. And it almost worked. If Ross Chastain would have held up his end of the bargain, it would have came out all right. But for the Cup Series race, I'm very confidently running between 1 and 2 Dominators. All right. I think that's all for my pre-show notes. It is. So let's go ahead and break down the starting lineup of the EchoPark Automotive Grand Prix at the Circuit of the Americas. Starting on the pole, Tyler Reddick, 2311, has 2 fifth-place finishes and a victory here in the next-gen era at COTA. He absolutely has dominating potential, race-winning potential, could absolutely steal the show. Love Tyler Reddick on Sunday. His teammate, Bubba Wallace, somehow managed a second place qualifying position. And why do I say it like that? Well, he's been terrible. He finished 15th here last year. However, his other finishes were 37th and 38th. And his average next-gen road course finish is 21.2. I don't anticipate Bubba Wallace staying towards the front of the field on Sunday, but if he does, he could be a smash GPP play. I just don't see that happening. Next up, Chase Elliott was amazing at road courses before the next gen era. And since the next gen era, he's just been kind of not even kind of okay. He's been really well, but really good, but he's yet to find victory lane. He is a top 5 contender all day, race winning contender, potential dominator play on Sunday. Next up is Carson Hocevar. No one, and I mean no one, expected this speed out of Carson Hocevar. He finished 22nd last year in his only COTA start, and made a decent amount of enemies last week at Atlanta. Kid's fast. I in no way expected this performance out of him today on qualifying day. That said, he's going to be a fade for me on Sunday. There's many good plays beneath him down the grid. That said, he is in good equipment and he is fast. I just don't see him personally hanging around the front. Next up, mi amigo Daniel Suarez always seems to start well here at COTA. His average starting position in the next gen era is 8.6. However, his average finish position is 27th. Buyer beware on Suarez on Sunday. His teammate, however, SVG Shane Van Gisbergen, is up next. Only one cup start at COTA, and it was 20th place last year in colleague equipment. That doesn't frighten me at all. Love SVG. He's in better equipment this year, is a threat to win every single road course race that he runs. No issues at all playing SVG. Next up, Larson, Kyle Larson. He has been surprisingly mid here at COTA, with his best finish being a 14th in the next gen era. We all know Kyle Larson can win any given Sunday. Just don't know if it's going to be here at COTA on Sunday. Next up, we have Kyle Busch. Really has excelled here at COTA with RCR. 2 top 10 finishes with his 2 starts with the team. He's starting 8th. No issues in playing Kyle Busch on Sunday. Next up, we have Ross Chastain starting 9th. He is fantastic here at COTA. He ran the Xfinity race as well on Saturday, so he does have a recent on-track experience with the new layout. And could be a smash play. His average finish at COTA in the next gen era is 4th. Starting 9th. No reason why he can't finish top 5, potentially contend for a win on Sunday. Next up is Todd Gilliland, and I am a proud member of the Gilly Gang. Just not this week. 10th place starting position. I don't really like Fords in general on road courses, and I don't like super cheap ones starting 10th. Sorry, Gilly. We will revisit you next week at Homestead. Following up Gilly is Denny Hamlin. Denny has been the better part of mid at COTA, with finishes of 14th, 16th, and 18th. He's starting 11th. I don't know if I doubt he's going to finish top 10. He will probably finish somewhere between the 15th and 20th range, if I were to guess. He will not be in play for me on Sunday, but that said, he is in top tier equipment, and it is Denny Hamlin. So I just don't think he's going to do anything special on Sunday. Next up, AJ Allmendinger. The Dinger may not be the number 1 road course racer like he used to be in the Cup circuit, but he can absolutely still get the job done. He finished 6th here last year, but does have a 34th and a 33rd place finish in 23 and 24, and has only managed to lead 2 laps here in the next gen era, which isn't anything for a supposed road course ace. So I love the Dinger. It's just others have sort of passed him by in the Cup Series as far as road courses go. So I don't think I can fade him. I will probably be underweight though. Next up, Ty Gibbs. Only 2 starts at COTA for Ty Gibbs, but both of them have been top 10 finishes. No reason to think he can't do that on Sunday. Love Ty Gibbs on Sunday. Next up, starting 14th, is the Wonder Kid, 18-year-old Connor Zilic. First up, he is making his Cup debut this race, which is a big deal. I normally fade those drivers who are making their Cup debuts. I don't think I can fade this kid, however. He has superstar written all over him. He was on the pole in the Xfinity race today, and he won that race today. He did make some mistakes, but he was obviously able to make up those mistakes and get through the field and pass cars and win today. He did face Cup talent today in William Byron and Ross Chastain. And I think Riley Herbst was in the race as well, and Hocevar. And he defeated them all. Do I think Connor Zilic is going to win the race on Sunday? No. I don't think this is going to be an SVG type situation where he wins his debut race. The SVG Chicago Street Course race a couple years ago really was a special situation, and I don't think we'll see that again for a very long time. A driver making his first start winning. That said, there's no reason he can't get a top 5, right? There's no reason he shouldn't compete for a top 10 at least. The kid has speed, has proven to be fast in Xfinity, is racing a whole new level of talent, though. Will be interesting to see his ownership on Sunday. Next up is William Byron. Willie B led 42 laps last year en route to his race victory. He is fantastic at COTA, absolutely fantastic at COTA, and gives you both race winning and place differential upside. Willie B will absolutely see his fair share of ownership on Sunday. Michael McDowell is up next, and steering issues led to his 38th place finish last year. However, he finished 12th and 13th in prior next-gen starts here at COTA. McDowell could very well be a top 10 threat here at COTA in Spire equipment. He has excelled in road courses in the next-gen era. I believe he dominated Indy road course one year. This isn't that, obviously, but he is in better equipment. So I have no issues in having McDowell in the player pools on Sunday. However, Noah Gragson, who's up next, will be a fade for me on Sunday. Like I mentioned earlier, I don't really particularly care for Ford on road courses, and his 34th and 20th place finishes here in the past really don't give me any confidence to keep him in the player pool. That said, anything can happen. The new layout didn't really seem all that volatile today at the during the Xfinity race, so I don't really expect a crash fest here on Sunday. That said, it could happen, and he could always gain place differential due to attrition of other drivers. That said, he will be a healthy fade for me on Sunday. Chase Briscoe up next, very mid here at COTA with a 19th place average finish, and he's starting 18th. And I expect him to finish right around where he starts. However, he is in A+ Joe Gibbs Racing equipment, and you always have to consider that when the price tag is what, $7,400? I'm looking at my notes while sharing the stone. Chase Briscoe, yeah, $7,400. So while he's been very mid here, and I anticipate his, if it's just the driving ability alone, I think he will be right around that same finishing location. But top tier team, top tier equipment, anything can happen with some attrition. So Chase Briscoe will probably be a fade for me, but should absolutely be considered on Sunday. His Joe Gibbs teammate Christopher Bell is up next. and he was caught up in an accident in the 2023 race here and led to a 31st place finish. His other 2 next gen starts, however, was a 2nd and a 3rd place finish. Came damn close to winning this thing last year. He gives you race winning potential every single weekend, and this weekend he blesses you with place differential upside as well. So expect, I haven't run projections yet, but I expect Christopher Bell to have a healthy projection and to have a healthy ownership number attached as well. Next up, Zane Smith finished 19th in this race last year, which was a bright spot in his awful 2024, at least beginning part of his awful 2024 season. Don't expect much different out of him on Sunday. Will be a fade for me. Alex Bowman, love Alex Bowman on Sunday. Love Alex Bowman on Sunday. Has never finished outside of the top 10 and is starting 21st. So, yeah, give me all that Bowman. Next up, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He somehow managed a 7th place finished in 23. Other than that, terrible. Terrible. Dakota will be a big-time fade for me. Joey Logano is up next. Best finish of 11th here at COTA. However, his other finishes were 28th and 31st. I don't expect him to be fighting for a victory on Sunday. However, it is Joey Logano. You got to give him it's Joey Logano. He can pull shit out of his ass. Sorry, I should have said it so bluntly, but you got to give him that factor when building your player pool on Sunday. Next up, though, Christopher Buescher. Give me all of the Christopher Buescher. Finished 8th here the last 2 years in a row. Both times with a starting spot in the 20s or greater. Plus, his average finish on all next-gen road course races is also 8th. I know I don't like Fords, and Buescher is driving a Ford. I don't care. Give me the Buescher in the crappy road course Ford. I love it. Buescher starts 24th. Just get me to 8th, baby. Just get me to 8th. Anything more than that, it's just a bonus. So give me all of the Christopher Buescher on Sunday. Next up, Ryan Blaney. He has proven he can pass cars at COTA. He went 28th to 12th last year and 38th to 21st in 2023. I don't really ever expect to see him in victory lane at a road course, and that goes for tomorrow as well. But he has proven that he can pass cars, so there's no reason to think he can't do that again on Sunday. Next up, Brad Keselowski. No success, really. Managed a 14th in 22, and then the others were 33rd and 35th. Years and years and years and years ago, Keselowski could absolutely get the job done at a road course. Him versus Kyle Busch versus Marcos Ambrose at Watkins Glen, somewhere in the aughts, comes to mind. That said, drivers have gotten better, and he really hasn't as far as road courses go. I will be likely fading Keselowski on Sunday. Next up, Austin Dillon. No go for me. 2022 was his lone bright spot at COTA, finishing 10th. His other finishes were 25th and 33rd. Give me the Kyle Busch of the RCR duo of Kyle Busch and Austin Dillon. Austin Dillon will be a fade for me on Sunday. Ryan Preece up next. He's been awful, awful here at COTA. I really don't know why he got the ride with Brad K, but that's another conversation for a different day. 23rd last year, 32nd in 2023. I don't think that'll be much different in 2025. Justin Haley finished 39th last year, running for Rick Ware, but did manage a 19th and a 15th in 23 and 22 while running for Colleague. Now, he is in Spire Motorsports equipment, and he does have Rodney Childers as his crew chief. I don't think he's going to be making my player pool. However, the 19th and the 15th place finish does stand out to me. He is in good equipment, if great equipment, Spire. I would say it's great equipment. And his crew chief is not a dummy. Those are all positives, right? So, as of this recording, he's not in my player pool. Could potentially end up being in the player pool, though. Next up, Cole Custer. If this was the Xfinity Series, I would strongly consider. However, it is not. It's the Cup Series. Fade. Riley Herbst. His teammates are starting first and second, and Riley is starting 31st. Now, he is a rookie, making his first Cup start on a road course, so buyer beware. However, if you are looking for some salary savings on Sunday, and I have a feeling you probably will be, he is worth a look because you won't find better equipment for the price tag. So he gets the old good equipment for cheap look. Let me scroll down this down a little bit. There you go. Let me scroll back to my notes. Boom. Next up, Eric Jones had a fantastic run here in 2022. However, he started 30th and finished 9th here in 2022. Since then, though, terrible. 32nd last year, 23rd in 23. I love Eric Jones. I think Eric Jones is a hell of a talent. Don't like him here. I don't like him in the Legacy Motor Club car. I wish he would leave. Yeah, he will definitely be a fade for me on Sunday. Teammate to Eric Jones, John Hunter Nemechek, is up next. Started 21st and finished 21st here last year from a 22nd place starting position. It seems like Legacy absolutely has no speed here at COTA, and they will both be healthy fades for me on Sunday. Next up, Ty Dillon will also be a fade. Did not race here last year. However, he did finish 20th here in 2022 from a 33rd place starting position. So he has proven that he can pass cars. I just think there's more talent in the field this year at COTA than there was here in his lone 2022 start. So I'd be surprised if he finished 20th. Have been wrong before, could be wrong again, but would be very surprised. Next up, Josh Berry finished 35th last year from a 31st place starting position. Don't really expect much different out of him. He's just not a great road course racer. This is a short track, sure. This is a super speedway, sure. But I can't get down with Josh Berry on Sunday. Austin Cindric is up next, and he is your gift from the DFS gods. Cindric has been really good here at COTA. He finished 18th last year, but finished 6th and 8th in the previous years. His car was not really up to his liking in qualifying. However, we have to assume that Team Penske will make the appropriate changes to get that car up towards the front of the field. He does. Before last year, I would have said that Cindric is a road course only play because he started his career in road course racing. However, he has really upped his game up last year and so far this year. So for me, he is any given Sunday territory anymore. And he's definitely this Sunday territory. He will see a lot of ownership. He will have a big projection, but for good reason. He's proven he can get it done here at COTA. We just have to assume that Team Penske will fix the car up for him to his liking. And last but least is Cody Ware. In his 2 previous next-gen starts, he finished 25th and 27th, and he is starting dead last. So the only place he can go is up. And for that reason, he should be considered for your player pool. A couple big accidents that he's not involved in, a couple cars fall out, he gains 5-10 spots. A big one happens, he might gain 15, right? Like anything can happen at these races. I don't think we're going to see a massive wreck fest. We didn't see it today in Xfinity. I really don't think we're seeing it tomorrow in Cup, or today in Cup, whenever you're watching this. So for that reason, he should be in your player pool. Dead last, can't lose you any points, can only gain, and has proven so with his previous finishes of 25th and 27th. So I will absolutely make sure I have some exposure to Cody Ware on Sunday. And that's it. Hey, that's it for me today on the slate. I have not created the projections or ran ownership yet or anything like that. I figured I would crank the video out first and work on all that stuff later on throughout the evening tonight. So that's it for me. Once again, if you have not already, or rather, if you were not already aware, SHIPIT Nation plus SaberSim, baby. Join us. SaberSim Core 99, starter package, which is the best value, 129. The best content now teamed with the best optimizer. You can't beat it, baby. You can't beat it. As always, if you have any questions concerning the slate, please feel free to hit me up on Discord. And as always, let's ship it.